All right, Michael, we're going to show you this the ins and outs of your machine. I'm going to go over how to turn this thing on and how to power it off really quick, just to make a quick video about that stuff. So first thing you want to do, obviously it's already plugged in, just plug it into an outlet. I mean, we can put it on a power strip. That's what we usually recommend people doing. So you just put it up in an outlet, power strip, turn it on and off. That's going to be your main source of turning it on and off. As soon as you turn it on, you're going to see something on the screen here. Usually pops up. After that, shortly after that, you're going to want to go in here, and there's going to be a little on button right there. So I'm going to press that in really quick. You can see the little green lights turn on. Now you do have some USB inputs in here. You have a little your Xbox 360 remote receiver there. You have your coin door here, which is kind of neat. You have all this stuff all wired up, so if you want to throw some quarters in. You might want to put a box or something down there just to be able to catch quarters. That's one thing people usually do. We strap this thing down so your PC isn't flopping around during the shipping. You have an 8-inch subwoofer right there, dude. And you have a volume control knob right here that's usually just hanging there. So it's your up and down. I have it all the way up, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to bring it about halfway there. So when we're going, and all we do is just hang it right there, man. It's a nice thick cord, so it's not going to rip. Here's the back side of your machine. We left these big old holes up here and these vent holes here to allow heat to escape that the PC creates. So there's that. You're going to want to go through, you're going to have a volume knob up top, bass on the bottom. You can always adjust that. You're going to have some connections here. You're going to want to have this USB. You're going to want this 2 USBs to be connected in there. Your HDMI cable goes in right here, and obviously your power source is right there. So if anything, once you get it, one thing you're going to want to do is make sure that this guy's just all those things are actually in there. I mean, you could just plug it up, turn it on, and see what happens. But just in case anything's disconnected, you have a video. So you have your little iPad here. All your wiring's going to it. All your wiring from your control panel is going in here. You have your wire. This is your main wire. We let this guy open. This is your trackball wire. Most of this stuff is hanging here, but it's secured up top. There's a reason for this, in case you ever got to move anything. You're not trying to unscrew the whole world just to get to one thing or another. There's a couple wires in each one of these guys, so there's a bunch of stuff that's just doing its thing, but everything is heavily secured, which is nice. So it's the interior of your of your machine. So you have a little outlet thing here. You have some lights up top, back of the monitor there. So it's all pretty simply made in case anything happens. If you ever need anything to happen or have anything that happens, all you got to do is cut off these straps, and you can. It's like a little hood of a car, man. Just pop this thing over. There's some video cards in there in case they pop out during transport. I mean, that could be like a big problem if that ever happens, but it hardly ever does, man. So that's pretty nice. This guy here, overall, the PC is secured in place. If you ever have to send it back, something happens, something goes wrong, all you do is just undo these 2 straps. You undo all the power cables down there. You want to take a few pictures. There's another board here you can take off. There's 3 screws on each side, and that'll completely open up the back end of it, so that way you can get in there. And then just pop that guy out. If anything, again, anything ever happens. If anything ever happens to your control panel and all that stuff, again, all you got to do is take off 2 little screws, and you just pop this guy off and unplug this wire right here, and you just take the whole controller and just send that back. So if that ever happens, we have never had anybody send it back, so thank God for that. Crossing my fingers and knocking on wood. Overall, the body looks crazy on this thing. It's pretty rad. Your coin door, you're gonna have you got your keys here, so you have real keys on there, real working coin mechs. We have a little bit of a letterhead here. Player 1 start, coin, your escape, enter button, second player coin button, and start for second player. You also have a left mouse clicker here and your trackball. So you have that stuff. We also provided you with a remote. So if you ever have to do anything with the TV, let's say the TV doesn't turn on or the monitor doesn't turn on, all you got to do here is you just press the on button. Now I'm going to show you with the volume button here that what you do is you go inside the coin door with this thing sticking straight up. You just stick it up in there. I'm going to press volume down. You're going to see the left corner here of the monitor that it shows the volumes going up and down. There's a sensor, I guess, down underneath, man. You can see a little sensor up there from the TV that we left exposed, so we can do that. So you can still use the TV remote, go into menus, darken, contrast, brightness, all that good stuff. You can mess with all that stuff here. Also an input. So if you want to stick anything else in there, whether it's anything HDMI, man, you can hook it up. You can put Comcast, whatever you have, man, for a cable. You can have this guy running. Just hook it up to the HDMI 2 hole right there, and you're golden. You could even use the sound coming out of this TV through your speakers. So you don't necessarily have to have your PC on to get any sound or anything else. If you want to do something like that, you want to do cable through there, you could do that, man. So that's pretty cool. Man, it's kind of neat to have that in a man cave as well. Apart from that, man, there's nothing really crazy other than, I mean, it's really simple. All the other games, everything's controlled with your controllers, your joysticks here. You can control everything. Go into MAME. You can go into your PS1. That's one thing I'd like to go into real quick. Your PS1 games here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into that. All you do is just press a start button or enter, either or. And these do peel off after you get it home, man. So don't worry about that one. It's gonna just painter's tape. It'll be easy to get off. We talked about you liking the game Croc. So there's this game here that we're gonna be going to show you that it still works here, that it works. And what's cool about the PlayStation 1 games is that you can actually play 2 players on the control panel. So you could use either one of these guys because it's a directional up and down, left, right. You could use either one of these guys. So that's really neat. And I'm going to jump into a game here. I might end up having to make a second video to make it not super long. So you press start again. You wait a couple seconds, and it's loading up. Oh, just in case, while we're waiting, just in case your Xbox 360 remote ever gets out of sync, all you got to do is press this little button and wait for it to blink. When you do that, you press the top of your Xbox 360 remote on this guy, and you just press that little fella. Let me turn that guy on really quick. You press the top of that little guy, and it'll just it'll load up. So it'll be, yours is already set up in this box. We figured that this system only works with one Xbox 360 remote, so it doesn't really work with 2. It only works with 1 for most games. So some of the games like the Wii and all that, they'll only be single player games. So we're only going to send one Xbox 360 remote because that's all we could really use on there now. When you're going to start playing the game, you want to jump into, and you do want to use the Xbox 360 remote. What you're going to do is make sure this thing's on before you turn to arcade. It just helps it sync up a little easier. Once the game turns on, like this guy right now, then you're able to control your game. Then once you jump into the game, once you select it and all with a control panel, that's when the Xbox 360 remote kicks in, and you can now use this guy to mess around with the game and do whatever. So I'm going to try to jump past this screen here, but kind of doesn't let you at times. I want to jump back out into your menu from your remote. All you got to do is press select and start at the same time. To access controller modes in that, you can just right click this guy, and it's like R3. You click that guy in, and it'll come up with a menu up there. So I'm going to press start here and get her going. Oh, there you go. Hey, this is another remote. This is for another machine. I synced it up to another machine. So all right. So this guy, we're gonna do is start a level. What's again really cool that you can play a game without having to use an actual remote. I think PlayStation 2 games are about the same way. As long as you could use a directional pad, you're good. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to play it, even with the remote. So man, it's kind of crazy. You gotta kind of figure it out, but it works really neat. You get your jump buttons here, and that's another thing you gotta kind of figure out what each button's gonna do. Once you figure it out, just play around with it, kind of figure out. Every game is gonna be like every system is gonna be the same. So if you remember an X button or whatever, it's you could even map it out and figure it out. But PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 should be the same. Your Wii's a little different. You know, every system's gonna be a little different. But again, you play around with it, man. You learn your stuff, and it'll be all right. We don't have a manual on this guy, which is really funny. We just pretty much let you play, man, see what you can do. But yeah, man, so there's a game. I mean, this guy's playing fine. I'm gonna press the escape button. just press a little black button here, and jump back out, and you go back to either choosing a game on your PlayStation, or you could escape again and go back out to the main menu and choose a different console. If you press escape one more time, it'll ask you if you want to exit. Now it's kind of a tricky thing because it asks you if you want to exit, and you're wondering where to. And what it really does is that it shuts down the entire system. So that's the way to turn off the machine. So you just press exit, exit, exit until, oh, I'm sorry, escape, escape until the exit comes up. Then you simply select yes or no. And if you're like, oh crap, I don't want to leave, you do that. Press enter here or the start button, and you just jump right back into the menu selection. So you can do that. You can do that. The main menu. I mean, this thing's just massive. It has like just tons of games, man. It'll go. I think it has about 8,000-9,000 games. So it's. I mean, we're still in the A's here. So just to give you an idea, B's there. And oh, to do a quick jump, what you do is hold start button. I'm sorry, the joystick to the right, and you can just jump. Once the letter pops up on the right hand side, you can jump to whatever you like. You find like want to go to Street Fighter, go to the S, and you press start, and it'll take you directly to the S. After that, then you can just select your game, find your game, and just jump in, man. For this guy, we're just gonna do Samurai Showdown. Just jump in, just to give you an idea what that does. And it loads up very, very fast. So I mean, it's super fast. Just it's really cool actually. So we're hoping you guys kind of like this thing and play the hell out of it. Took a little while to get it done. And thanks for the graphics, you guys, for sending them in and having us put these guys on. They look pretty awesome. Good job on that. Do a little walk around here. And we tried to, oh, you can check out the graphics. They're very, very clear, man. Real nice. Have a real nice finish, real nice coloring. So, really cool marble theme all around the machine. So it's really, really cool, man. We really liked it. And let's say you want to start an arcade game, just press the coin button. There are going to be some arcade games that require a second player coin button, like Gauntlet and some games like that, Gauntlet Legends. So you're going to want to do that. Just press the start button for one of those guys and just jump in, man. But as for these older games, you only need to press the coin button for one. So there you go. You select with this guy with the first player joystick. If you want to start a second player, simply press the start button on this guy. Second player pop up, then you can select this guy. Select whoever you like. The Samurai Showdown thing. Now here's what's cool about this system. I really like the idea that we don't stretch the image on the monitor itself. You notice there's a little border on each side of the screen, which is then allowing us to be able to present the game in a full aspect, or a 4.3 aspect ratio, like the original big old monitors. So that is really cool. Another thing you can do is with the remote, you could go in and press aspect ratio and play with that, and you can actually zoom in a little further. There's some games like the PSP that you could do that with. I mean, it's pretty neat. We're gonna have to do a video on that, but it's pretty awesome, man. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna have to show you show you guys some gameplay. Everyone asks for the gameplay, man, but it's always crazy. We normally never have enough people here to play, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, just thought we'd show you guys the gameplay on this guy. And it is a 32-inch LED screen. I mean, it doesn't look that wide, but my gosh, it's a huge machine. It measures 30 inches from outside to outside, and that coin door is a double coin door that goes in the front of a pinball machine. Just to give you an idea, there's a pinball machine right there. It's a full-size pinball machine that we're working on. And there's that guy, man. It's just, this thing's massive. It's huge, but it's 36 inches deep. It's got it's a 30-inch wide cabinet, and it is just gorgeous, man. People have been giving us a lot of comments. We have some a restaurant next door. People walk in randomly while we're working on stuff and wonder what the heck we're doing. So it's pretty neat. We have some speaker holes up top here we're showing you. That's where your treble sound's coming from. And the box itself works as an actual bass speaker box, which is kind of cool. So, I mean, if you have any questions, any ideas, something else you want us to make a video on, we can gladly show you guys. And we have some of the Windows games in here. people ask us, how do we play the Windows games? Well, you can actually play with a trackball, which is really neat. So let's see, Angry Birds. We're going to jump into that guy. You're going to have to excuse my moving around and moving. I'm actually making everybody queasy here watching the video. Let's see. So here you go. So you can see the trackball is moving the little arm. So I'm going to press left click button and you're going to jump in here. You can do that, man. So you can play Angry Birds on this guy, and it is full screen, as you can see. So pretty rad, man. Press the left click button again to get going. I'm going to do this. Ah, crap, totally missed. All right. So anyway, that's that, man. To jump out of this guy, you got to actually go through a few more things than normal. You got to jump through there. I think you got to go in here. Yep. And then you got to push this guy back again. I think you do another back. Sure you want a quick yes. So there it is, man. That's how you get in and out of a PC game. So there's actually a couple of games in there. There's not a ton of them, but there is a lot of them, man. Enough to get you by. There's some games in there that are pretty cool, like Fix It Felix Jr. that was pretty badass that was in there. That's one of those games that plays small for some darn reason. But one thing you can do is take the aspect ratio on the remote. I have a small little Twinkie-sized little remote here that we can kind of do that with. Show you this guy. All we're going to do is press the picture. So the picture mode is what you press there to make that happen. But just to kind of show you. But these guys, this is it, man. So any questions, let me know. This thing is just awesome. I mean, every game that you could possibly imagine that you'd love is in there. All the hard to find stuff, a lot of new stuff. These are 2013 games, so that's pretty neat. These guys are loaded up, and again, these are preloaded by our customers. You guys really rock for sending in your PCs here so we can put them in the machines. It's kind of neat. We're just builders, make it happen, building dreams one machine at a time. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, let us know what you guys think. And I mean, this is we love what we do every day, man. Is what we do. So again, thank you guys to our customers. Thank our customers, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.